What's going on, everybody? And by everybody, I mean Soul, because you're the only one here right now. What's going on? Nice to see you again. Oh, we have so many updates to go over, and I am absolutely exhausted from this week, so I have no energy to go over them.
You know, it's fair. It's very fair, very valid. You know, I feel like all of us are struggling right now. I lost my keys. Soul's having issues. You got all the things going on. Like it's just wild out here.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that maybe I can go to Costco or something and they'll have the paper I'm looking for and make the prints for me. Because I still have to do the backside. Can't bother with the prints until I do the backside. But
True.
What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
What are we talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about fucking making big strides for Misfit Gamer Studios. We are on the way to making some big changes. Like I promised, the end of summer is going to be bringing so many changes. So where do I even begin? Well, let's begin with the things I can't show off. The website. The website is still slotted for the end of this month, but that has progressed well. We have migrated over, so once the migration and transfer of the domain goes over, the beginning of the building of the website will happen, and that will be launched hopefully in a couple weeks. I'm just any day now. I'll have the transfer finished, and I can start building the website.
Sweet.
So website is on the way. Couple weeks. What else? What else have we been talking about?
We got some new emotes. Oh wait, that's stuff we can show off. We were talking about a lot of stuff.
See, I've done so much that I don't even know what to talk about. Yeah, so the website is coming. That's going to be pretty big. But until that, I guess the website, the Dice Profiler, the new project, the new site project. Hopefully that's actually going to launch this weekend.
The Dice Profiler?
The Dice Profiler should launch this weekend.
Like you might be able to start rolling by this weekend?
I should be recording this weekend.
Wow.
Like I should be recording the very first episodes and getting the first dice rolled out and categorized. And then hopefully sometime next week they will go up for sale.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
So the shop will be up.
Guys, we got a shop almost.
Yeah, we're gonna have, and it's not even gonna be and luckily now that we have some new emotes and some new other things, we probably will also have stickers and stuff. So I probably am going to actually like pull the trigger and get some stickers and actually make those like into.
Why can't I see our new emotes on Twitch?
They just launched, so there's only 2 new ones. You might have to refresh because I just did them right before we went, or right as we were live. So you might have to refresh to see the new emotes. Okay, but there are 2 available for everybody, and then there is 1 available for
extra fancy people.
Extra fancy, yeah. I put like our mind blown ones. You should have access to that because it's up for cheers. So only admin should have access to the mind blown ones. But the laughing ones are now available to everybody. They replaced the ideas because no one ever used the idea.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But we do have the laughing emotes available for everybody. They are
there they are. Although, okay, laughing emotes are available. I don't. Oh, do I? Let me see.
You might have the mind blown.
Oh, it's his cheer bits. So I mean,
you might have to Soul refresh. I updated it after we went live. So if you haven't refreshed your page, you might have to refresh that. But the laughing ones should be available. So, I love those. I am so happy with our emotes, dude. Like they are some of my favorite things that we have.
So you have to cheer a total of 5K bits in order to unlock that.
It's the only spaces I have.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's 1K and 5K for those particular.
That's cool.
Until we get bigger. Once we get bigger, then I will have more regular emotes to put in there. But as of right now, that's all I have. I haven't put them in Discord just. Oh no, we did. We have all of them in Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, you see the laughing ones now. Fantastic. So all of our ones. So we have what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We have 18 emotes. 18, and all of them are us. All of them are like, we don't even have like just like it's.
I think the biggest thing we'll eventually end up adding is when we get like or if we ever get like a standard mascot.
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
when something appears and becomes like a thing for us to do.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm super excited for having these emotes. I know I'm going to be using the laughing one probably the most now. That's probably going to be like my go-to one, because that's probably the emote I use the absolute most, is the laughing emote.
That's
so
very fair.
Now I have one of myself. It's so cool. Like, I have my own emotes. It's awesome. So new emotes are launched. Let's see. I don't know. My brain is fried from all the work I was doing in business dev today. So we have some big announcements from Misfit Gamer Studios coming as the website launches and as other things happen. But I'm gonna keep we're gonna keep some things in the background.
Under your hat.
Under the hat until they're ready to come out.
I feel that.
Can't be too forward. But I guess we have some other things that we can go over. Let's see here. We'll do that a little bit later. So we have some new emotes. I have them updated in Discord. I have them updated in Twitch. So I guess one of the things that we could do, if everybody is interested, we could talk about some new developments. For right now, they are, just because I at least wanted to have them available to me, and that's the only way I can. But eventually, they'll be unlocked at a much lower rate. That's just the only place I can put them for right now. Okay, so if I turn on, so my biggest thing is if I open up these things. Perfect. All right, so
yeah,
I guess we could start to show off some updates. Yeah. Let's see, because we're going to talk about some Misfit Gamer Studios updates. We've already announced, the Dice Profiler will be on it. I mean, I guess we can talk about the Dice Profile a little bit too. There's a little bit more going on with that. Stuff and fluffs, exactly. That's exactly why it's called that, because I didn't really have a plan here. So we can go over the Dice Profiler at least. I had Vixie working on this recently today. They gave me this. Let's go there. Can I get rid of that? I don't want to show any of that.
Ooh.
So this is the layout that we're going to be using for because it only captured half the screen. That's right. It's whatever. But yeah, so this is the zoom in with this. Okay. So yeah. So this is going to be the front of the Dice Profiler page, or the little card that gets in there. And let me go grab something real quick.
Okay. I like this. Got a little spot at the top for a potential name of some sort.
That's going to be the dice description. It'll be
description,
like what the dice look like. So
like
it
colors
matches.
and stuff.
So basically, this that you see on the screen right here, the box that you see, should be the same as this.
Got you.
So that is the same dimensions as the Chessex card.
Yeah.
So the idea is that what you see on screen will be in place of this when you receive your dice.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll receive it in a box like this with that card, and that card will be filled out with this written by hand. So it'll have a handwritten, what the dice look like, like blue with gold inlay, sparkle blue, whatever. Down here might be the name of it if we choose to name it.
Sure.
These will be all of the things, right? So the first, the 100th, basically the first and last one it rolled, the sum, the average, 20s, ones, its favorite number, its most hated number, the sticky number, and any forbidden numbers.
The hated and forbidden, are they not supposed to have a little space next to them?
Correct, because they can have multiples. They're the ones that are most likely to have multiples. And because of spacing, because they're the biggest words, it was hard to fit them in the same box as these. So in my mind, it was easier because they just have the likelihood of having more numbers.
Sure.
And it makes it symmetrical.
Okay.
Because they're the biggest words, and it was hard to shorten them to make sense.
No, I totally feel that.
So I didn't mind. It kind of worked because it was either that or stack them below. And I was like, nah, I want to keep this grid. So that's how that's going to work. So on the front will be this. On the back side will be a QR code in the middle of the card. Mm-hmm. And that'll take you to the Dice Profiler YouTube page. Above that will be two little lines. One will be the time and date. Mm-hmm. So just kind of like an authentication of here's it is. Mm-hmm. But it won't be the time of day. It'll be the date that we did it. Mm-hmm. And then it'll be the timestamp in the video. And then below that, there'll be another line.
Because there might be a video with multiple dice?
Because I will put a code. I will handwrite a code every video. So whenever we go live, I'll put a code on the screen. Mm-hmm. Or I'll put a code in the video title. H256. Mm-hmm. And so when we do the video, I might do 2 or 3 sets of dice in that video. So when we post it on YouTube and the VOD channel, when you get your card on the back, it'll say, use the QR code to go to YouTube, and then it'll have the video code written there. You type in the video code, it pulls up the video, and then it has the timestamp.
So you know exactly what time to go to.
So if you want to watch your 100 rolls, you go to YouTube, type in the video ID, click over to the time, just go right to the timestamp, and boom, you get your 100 rolls. Boom. And then below that will just be our TikTok account.
Sure.
But yeah, basically it's just going to be that. It's just going to be, when we did it, the timestamp and the video code, so you can go look it up yourself, and that's what this will be on the backside of that.
I do have an idea because I don't know how many other people will care, but to cut down on steps that they have to do to get to their thing. Imagine if there was a singular longer code, so the QR code would take them perhaps to our website, and then there could be a spot that we have, a page on our website that's basically put in your dice code here, and then there's just a single number that they have to put in, and it'll take them exactly to our YouTube video at exactly that timestamp.
That would be way too many steps for us, because then we'd have to label all of that. We'd have to hard code a lot of that. I'd rather it'd be easier to just send you to our YouTube page and just type in the code and there's the video. That's less steps than going to our website, looking it up on a search, then clicking it to YouTube. It's really the same amount of steps. You're just having some of it done for you, but really going to taking a picture and typing into code is the same as going to our website, typing into code, and then clicking the link. When you can take a picture of the QR code, type the code, and then click on the timestamp. I think, because especially when you go to the YouTube video, each one will be a chapter, right? So if there's only 3 dice, there's only going to be 3 video chapters. So each video chapter will be which dice it is.
You can even name the chapter or whatever your dice is.
Exactly, yeah. So it's if you see 3 and it says blue gold, green gold, red gold, you got the green gold, you would just go straight to that chapter.
Sure.
So, maybe if we get to the Oracle, if the Oracle works the way I want it to by the end of the year, I could have a subsection build that out to automatically feed a portion of our website that does that. Because the same thing will happen on the merch store. Each dice will have the code on the merch shop. So if you want to go see it in situ, because maybe you see the dice and you're like, that looks cool, but does it really look that good? You can go to the video and watch it be rolled in different lighting to actually see, can I actually read it in real life? Because you know how sometimes close-ups don't quite give you the idea. So that's the other thing I want to do about the video.
Are just really fucking hard to read.
And
Like, they really are. And if that's a problem for you, like,
I would love the idea that if I get good with this, because your light has 3 different settings.
yes.
And my
colors.
light has multiple settings too for dimness. I would love, if I'm going to do 100 rolls, what if I did 5 or 20 rolls in different lights? So it's like I could do the first 20 rolls in this light, and then another 20 rolls in a dimmer light.
Right,
and then I
right.
switch the light to a different color. And then I do a light and dark. And then I switch light to a different color and light and dark to give you how it looks in almost any setting. If you're in a game shop, if you're at your friend's house, if you're out, like, that would be something I could do, is because that's what you also don't ever get, is what does the dice look like when it's in use.
Sure.
So
That's very true.
this is what I'm so excited about with this, is it's going to give,
Depending on the time of day you do it, you could open the window back there and get it some natural light,
I do plan on doing some like fun photos where some are in the light and some are in the dark. Like I want to like try to get good at photography for the dice.
Okay, that would be nice.
Really like make them look awesome. So yeah, so this is the idea for what I think this is going to be good. This is pretty much what it's going to look like. You don't want it to be too fancy because you want it to be readable. I mean, think about, how much of this is readable. You know what I mean? Like most of that, you're not really reading most of this. This you have to be able to read.
Chessex is the most readable word on that box.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hell, I might, like a couple of these things need to, I don't know if I want these perfectly centered or if I do kind of like them slightly up. You know what I mean? Like the 20 and the 1. They're not quite, but I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter as long as it works, right?
It really
These are just going to have a number 1 through 20.
Like, trip over it.
So yeah, so that's what that looks like. Let's see. So the other thing that I was able to make is this bad boy.
Bad boys.
Here. Do something like this. So this is my hard-coded project file for the dice channel. Is that seen? Is that easily seen on everybody's screen?
Hold on. I am in the middle of saving something. I can't switch my screen right now. There you are.
As long as y'all can read it, that's the good part.
Yeah, that's readable.
So, this is what. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This isn't it. Excuse me. That is not what I want. Give me 1 second.
I don't know if it matters, but the last 3 20s on there are 19s.
Yes.
Oh.
It is designed that way.
It is designed that way. Shit.
This is what I want. All right. Now I can actually control this better. So this is going to be the thing that I use while we're doing it, right? So this is what's going to make it to where I don't have to do a goddamn thing other than roll the dice, be a good personality, and post the videos.
Yeah.
Because this is going to do all of the work for me.
I love it.
So as I go, we're going to be talking. We're going to have the dice up. No one's going to see this. This is just going to be in the background. But I'll just have this on my little, on the laptop on the side. And as I roll, I can just
10 key.
I can just start doing that. You know what I mean? Every time I roll, I'm just like, oh my God, what is this thing doing? This thing is crazy. That's 4 9s. Oh my God, it has 2 5, or can do a 45. There's a 12. Let's do an 11. Let's do a 16, a 10, a 9, an 8, another 16, and then that's it. So basically, we do all of this, right? And then 18, 17, 15.
Is this in Sheets or Excel?
This is in Sheets in order for me to do what I needed to do.
You might be able to cut off the bottom of that so that it automatically goes back up to the top. I'm not sure.
Well, I want it like this because I'm just literally going to copy and paste this as I go. So this is just going to be an ongoing file.
Oh, so you're gonna keep records of all of these?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this, copy, paste, and then I can do the next one. This way, I don't have to do anything else. It's just gonna be a list, and then I can just hide the pages as they sell, or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do different tabs instead of like.
I don't want to do all that. Like that's more organization than I really need to do.
Sure.
Because in the end, this is just so I can write the card out, and then once I've written it out and posted it online, I can just hide this. I can just hide the cells.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is literally only for me because all I wanted to be able to do is go boom, copy, paste, and I can do the next dice.
Sure.
I wanted this to do all of the work for me, except this is, I mean, even just filling this out like by hand is taking, it takes a while. But I mean, this is what's going to make some good content, because I mean, these can probably take, 10 minutes to roll, or I mean, I don't know, how long do you think this would take to roll?
100 rolls with commentary, like, I feel like if you're just going like straight up rolls like instantly, yeah, you could probably do it in less than 5 minutes. But like I feel like it'll probably be about 10 minutes per dice.
Okay, so
Boom.
now you can see here what's going to happen. So we do the 100 rolls, and boom, now we have our dice. All I have to do is take my little sheet, fill it out, pop it in, take some pictures, put that on the website, done. And look what this did. So it automatically calculated my first number. That's going to, and you'll appreciate this part.
Sure.
So this shit's easy. You know how that's going to work.
Love this.
You know how that's going to work. It's a 1-to-1. There's no
Easy,
fanciness here. It's literally just show me what's in there. Same thing with the sum. You know how it works.
Easy.
You know how the average works. It's just the average command. Number of 20s, count if.
Yep.
Pretty fucking simple.
Another easy.
Same thing. Number of ones, count if. But I still do like that. That they still, did I only do 3 20s? I'm just curious today. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I do like that. And then favorite number. So you might like this one. I don't know if you want me to read it out or if you can see it on screen.
Ooh, I do like this.
It's a text join, and then you filter out rows 1 through 20. You count if rows 1 through 20, and then it's. I definitely used help on building this out.
Okay.
I did not build this myself by hand, because this is a level of Excel that I don't know by heart.
And so favorite number is supposed to give you the number that was rolled the most in all of these 100.
Yes, it is the number most often. So I'm thinking what it's doing is, I'm pretty sure it's counting everything.
Yep.
From 1 through 20, and it counts how many of each one there was, 1 through 20, the max number of each one in every row. So basically it says, hey, take everything, count it all, then count how many of each one there was, and then give me the one that showed up the most or the least.
Yes.
So same thing with hated. It's pretty much the same exact thing. It's just showing me the one that shows up the least.
Sure.
So it's very, as you can see, it's really just a couple
now,
aspects different.
I noticed both hated and forbidden, when there was nothing in there, they had a bunch of numbers.
And that's just how the coding works.
Right.
Because it's just what it's looking for. So hated has a couple different parts. It's the number that shows up the least, but shows up at least once.
Okay.
So favorite is the one that shows up the most. Hated is one that shows up at least once, but shows up the least overall.
Okay.
Sticky is the number that shows up the most in a row, not necessarily most overall.
Got you.
So we know our favorite number is 5.
Sure.
This dice prefers 5 out of 100 rolls. It will prefer a 5. But it got stuck on 10. Like right here, you can see it. Got stuck on 10 7 times.
Got you.
So even though it rolled 5 the most, it rolled 7 10 times in a row at one point. So it has a sticky number.
It rolled 10 7 times in a row. Yeah.
But it wasn't but it rolled 5, say 9 times in a row.
Sure,
it's 9 times total. So I like having that difference, right?
I do like that.
I like that. Because no one ever thinks about that. No one ever thinks about a sticky number, one that just you can't get off of. And then the most forbidden number. This is the number that was not rolled.
Because I did notice as you were typing numbers in, those numbers were getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
So it specifically looks for numbers 1 through 20. It flattens out the whole thing. So it basically takes all of these rows and puts them into one giant column, which is actually right here. You can't see it, but it's actually right there.
Sure.
So you flatten them all out. So you basically say, take all of these and make them one row of numbers. Just one straight column. It basically turns these columns into one list.
Yeah.
And then this says, hey, let me look at that list and look for every number 1 through 20. And if I don't see it, flag it.
Easy enough.
So that's all that basically does. So yes. So if for whatever reason, let's say I never rolled, let's see, where else is 1? Let's say 12. There. Forbidden number 1 and 13. So it counts any numbers that weren't rolled under forbidden. So that's how it handles ties. And anything, it's the same thing with favorite, hated, sticky, and forbidden. They all have the same logic. If there's multiples, it'll comma separate them.
Gotcha.
So that way I will write them if they're like for this one, if there's 2 forbidden numbers, I will write them.
If there's theoretically 2 favorite numbers,
it would happen. So like
it'll indicate
so
that?
instance, if I just do, let's say 11. So you see how hated numbers is 7 and 19 now? Forbidden numbers is 1 and 13.
Yeah.
Favorite number 1 and 5 and 10. Sticky number 10 and 11. Forbidden numbers 1, 7, 13. Hated number 19.
Got it.
So it has all of that logic. What's going on, Hecate? So yeah, that's what I like about this thing is I don't have to do any math.
No, that's good
I
shit.
literally just sit here, I roll the dice, I type them in order, and that thing tells me exactly everything I need to know. I sit there, I'm sitting here talking, going, okay, here's our numbers. Who wants this one? Look at that power score. Look at that 1035. Look at that amazing. Like I would just call that like a power score.
Yeah.
And then like, what would you call your average? You know what I mean? Like your power score and your average, like maybe because like power score is usually like the score you want to hit, like usually the middle number.
Mm-hmm.
But then what's like the big score? You know what I mean? Like what do you want to call that? Like, you know, because one of those should be called your power score. Like it's either your sum or your average should be called your power score.
I like, weirdly enough, I like the average being your power score and your sum being like crit.
Yeah,
You know,
your
like imagine
HP
like it's
or
like max damage. It's like the most you're gonna get.
what if?
And just beat the devil out of it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, what if like the sum was like just its? Well, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to think about like another name because I like the term power score.
Yeah.
But both of those need like a title almost. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I feel that.
But yeah, so that's how that's gonna work. And then we just write it up. I put it on the website and we roll out. But that's it. That's it right there. That took me all of like 2 hours with some help from some AI coding and figuring all of that out.
That's cool. Are you still using Claude, by the way, just for my own personal knowledge?
Yeah, when it comes to just projects like this, Claude's still my go-to.
Cool.
I will be switching over eventually, but right now, just for questions and stuff, I'm still using Claude. So that's the Dice Profiler. That will be launching here. Basically, everything's in line. I'm just tidying some things up in the background, but it's ready. This weekend, I'm going to get my new dice.
Dude,
that's going to be for the website, for it. So I'm going to start rolling those, recording them.
It's going to be sick. So is your plan right now to just get like a shit ton of D20s and then just start rolling those?
Yep.
Or are you going to get like
I have
one of those like bag o' dice type?
It's a set of D20s. I have a assorted set of D20s that are coming in.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll start with those, and then we're just gonna start going. Actually, one thing I want to do too is every time we go do like a live stream, especially if it's at a game shop, I will definitely buy a commemorative dice for that live stream.
Yeah.
And put that up.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like I think that would be a really awesome idea. Is anytime we travel, like especially if I go on vacation, can you imagine I buy dice from all over the world and then I bring those back and then I
would fucking love
profile
that
those
shit.
out.
Actually, that's a good idea. So when I was in the military, I would travel around a lot, and like one of my favorite things to do was just collect pictures at like state border signs.
Yeah.
So I would like get out my car and like go take a picture in front of the border sign or whatever. But I like the idea, and I would always collect a magnet from any state that I would go to.
Magnets.
So now I like getting a dice from like every like place that I've been to, every different. That's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea.
So that would be kind of a cool little set. So yeah, so that's happening. That's happening right now. We're developing the dice profiler. That's right around the corner. So let's see what else do we have to talk about. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was before we get into other things that I think people will be more excited about. I'm gonna talk about all the things that are exciting me. So we'll worry about y'all's excitement later. I want to talk about the things that excite me. I think the next thing we'll talk about here is the evolution of Misfit Gamer Studios, specifically the branding and the logo.
Yes, the logo.
Because the logo has actually been finalized.
Hell yes, it is. Now, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, no, I'm I'm stoked for this. Like the way that we got everything set up. Like I almost kind of like that it's a little vertical.
So that one's
You know?
that one's a special one. That one's actually not the primary logo, but that is a special one that we're going to be using for certain things. So actually, I want to step away for just a second, and then yeah, we will discuss. Oh, nope. We'll be discussing logo updates, but I'll leave you in the good hands of Kage here for a few minutes.
I will be here. I am not running away. I got called out earlier by who was it? I think it was Super Foxer.
Oh yeah.
For not updating the schedule just yet. So I'm working on that right meow actually. Let me see. Do I have everything? Are we good? We did the subclass. We did the yes, go. Hike. Did it update? It did update. Look at that. All right, everybody, you can check the Discord. Our schedule is now officially updated. We got last week's that we finished. We got this week's that's coming up next on Monday. Desmore Sampa's got a new race coming. We're super excited for that. But no, I'm hyped about all the stuff that we got going on, guys. Like we are going to be doing some very, very cool things in the future. Like it's weird because I mean truly we started this 2-ish years ago, and like not like it didn't matter, but we were just fucking around. We were just, again, this is all Vortex. Like he wanted like a thing to do and we just started fucking around with it, and now it's a whole fucking thing. Like we are talking about like going big. We're talking about selling stuff in stores. We're talking about we got people that are sub to us. Like it is a very, very surreal experience. Like I did not think things were gonna, like, again, I'm here, I'm along for the ride. Like I just enjoy, you know, being here and doing stuff. But I mean, honestly, like the direction that we're going, I'm kind of hyped just to see what we end up with in the end, because, you know, never in a million years did I, or probably even Vortex, think about having a dice roller. We having I mean, maybe we might have had thoughts about like a shop and things of that nature, but you know, like where we're at now, like honestly, I would think at least maybe like 5 years down the road or something like that. But shoot, we here now. We barely, we're not even at 3 years yet. Not like I'm wearing a watch, but still, like you get me. Like I don't know. I'm glad that I get to be a part of this little journey. It's like it's legit like going on a roller coaster, but weirdly enough, the track is not all built yet. So we'll see where we end up. Like who freaking knows? But no, man, I'm super hyped for it. Like this is the place to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for it.
As am I. At least I am now.
Facts.
All right, so talking about Misfit Gamer Studios logo. Speaking of which, it was just on the screen.
Hey,
so let's talk about the evolution here, because we've gone through quite a evolution. So I'll pull up now our very first logo.
The inspiration for all additional logos.
Pretty much, this was my very first.
How long ago was this? I swear this has been a minute. Like I remember seeing this at least 5, 6.
This had to have been 2018, 2019 that I made this logo. That I did this wood burning. I'll just do display chat. So this was it.
So 6, 7, yeah.
This was the original logo.
Look at that, dude.
2018, 2019.
And that's clean too. Like that's freaking good shit.
One of my many ADHD hobbies that I got into one time was wood burning.
Dude,
actually, no. You know how I know this was that year? You know how I know? You know why I know that? Because this was a practice run. This was me practicing for one very particular. I remember I learned wood burning for one very particular project. ADHD, right?
Sure,
You know,
yep,
you learn something, but usually only once.
Get your
for one
hyper
thing.
focus and you run it, and then you're like, all right, I'm good now.
I learned wood burning for the groomsmen boxes.
That's right. I still have mine.
That's exactly why. So when I got married, I talked to I asked a bunch of my buddies to be my groomsmen. Kage was one of them, and I made these. They were basically like wine bottle boxes, or liquor bottle, but basically they were meant for wine. But they were these like little boxes about this big, and they were made out of wood.
That's what you got them for. I forgot those for your wedding. That's wild.
And
so long.
So for the buddies that I wanted to ask for my groomsmen, I each got them a box. I wood burned their initials on the front of the box, on the top of the box, and then on the inside, when you opened it up, I wood burned a personal, basically like insignia for everybody. Yeah. Like yours was your ninja buddy. Yeah, I wood burned your ninja buddy in there.
It's clean.
Another one of our buddies is a lawyer, so I burned the lawyer scales, scales of liberty, as well as their the lawyer number and their date.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's clean.
Because it's public knowledge. So I looked it up and I just put their date and their bar number. So I was like, that's for you. Yeah, everybody had like a particular thing that I thought represented them and our friendship and everything. And then of course I got each of you a bottle of what I was hoping would be your particular favorites.
And you did not disappoint.
Particular liquors or whatever that each of you had. So yeah, I specifically remember that those boxes were why I wanted to learn wood burning, because that's what I wanted to do. So this was my practice. This is actually what you see on the screen. I practiced this wood burn for that purpose.
So wild.
And that's actually where I came up with this. Like when I first wanted Misfit Gamer Studios to actually just have a name, I just was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, this is what came of it. So yeah, that's the beginning origins. I think that's the first time I've ever actually told anybody how I got that logo.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever actually, on stream, I don't think I've ever talked about why I learned wood burning.
I did not know that was a practice run for that. Like I knew all those other elements, but I did not know it was like this was just the origins for my bachelor gifts.
Yeah, because the thing was obviously I practiced like just on a couple scraps.
Sure.
But before I really wanted to practice like actually being able to follow a trace.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what came of all of yours. So that's hilarious. I still have mine too, of course. But because of course I got myself one.
Of course
I had to make my own. It was part of the groomsmen thing. Like we all had to have one, right? It was part of the group.
Dude, that's wild.
So this is where it's all started. This was the very first iteration of Misfit Gamer Studios. So it's funny enough, surprisingly enough, knowing that this was like the first one, I find that funny because you would think that this was the first one because of how much more basic it is. But no, this came after the wood burn. I wanted to digitize it because I made that for years. I just had that sitting in my office for years. And then when we got into this, I was like, well, we need that on here. I didn't want just the picture. Like that other one you saw, it was just a picture. I didn't want that. So I did my best to
digitally recreate it.
I tried to do my best at digital recreation. I'm not an artist at all. I threw this together in like paint or something in like an afternoon.
That's clean as fuck for paint.
And
I'm gonna be real.
That's where this is where we start. Like this is where we've been for what, 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
This is where we've been. This is Misfit Gamer Studios. Started from this guy right here, and it all went from this to this, and then eventually we got this one. Of course, right behind me now.
Right.
That's just kind of like we knew that this is where we were headed. We knew that this was the general design thing. Just unfortunate that even when you go like super small, it does lose a lot of definition when it's the full logo.
Yeah,
and that matters because if you've ever been to a website and you see up on the tab, you see the little logo. It matters when the logo gets small.
Yes,
because it loses definition. So we had to think about that for the future, future tense and purposes.
Sure.
So this is kind of the evolution. Started here, turned into this. That's another representation, right? So we can now talk about the phase 2.
Phase 2.
So this is when I first reached out to the artists, or to the current artist I'm working with on the logo. This was the first phase.
This was the
first drafts of the new logo that we got. I'll go with the one I like the least, because
fair enough.
You'll never see this one again.
Best. Okay.
So this one I liked the least, mainly because it definitely gives a certain kind of vibe that I don't think is us.
Agreed.
Like, you know, the wings, it's not us. It's a little too teenage gamery.
Sure. Like I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's not our vibe, it's not our brand. I don't mind it. I don't dislike.
I don't
love
mind
the color
shape
scheme
of the 20. I like that it's all in one dye. I think that's cool.
I did have a hard time not wanting to at least have that as like our little favicon, the little like emblem.
Yeah.
I kind of thought of just having Misfit in the dye, but then I realized there's no way you're ever going to know that says Misfit.
Yeah.
The smaller it gets, you're gonna all the lines. I mean, again, if you think about it, if you bring this thing to, you know, like you can't see what that says.
Sure.
It looks like a die, and I don't want to be that generic, right? But it's not bad. There's not anything wrong with it. It's just not us.
Sure.
So we're gonna talk about how this evolved. So the first one that we got. So you see the one on screen, that was our first. This was the first example that we got.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I love the controller as the M and the mouse as the S. Love that, which came from the original.
It's exact. So like, this is this officially is my Woodburn in digital
recreated.
Form. This is what they did. They took exactly what I asked for, what I did, and recreated it. I don't mind it. I think it's I think it's elegant. I honestly think that the studios looks a little bit more classy than we should be. It almost looks like a digital design, like, you know what I mean? Like almost that looks like what you would expect from like a design artist or a graphical artist. Like, you know, it almost looks too fancy for what we are, but I like it. Overall, it suits me. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're looking down here, it's just, it works, right?
It does.
But that was number one.
Okay.
Gave me option number 2. Which was this guy. Little different vibe.
Interesting.
But we got a bit of a different controller, different font, different dice, different like variation of the dice.
No mouse, but I think
I did like the dice on this one a lot. The dice were one of the catchiest things that I compared to the last one. Like when you compare it to this dice, these dice.
Is it a different font in the dice too?
No.
Okay.
Same font in the dice, but different font.
I think I like this controller better.
I thought so too at the beginning. Like at first glance, I liked how, especially in the black and white, I did like how it more looked like an M, but Vixie did point something out. The smaller it gets, the less you realize that it's a controller and it just disappears as an M. So it really does lose all definition and purpose.
I mean, I feel like that's almost to point though. Like it's one of those things where it's like, when you just look at it, if you just glance at it, oh, it says Gamer Studios. But when you get up close, when you see like the real version, you're like, oh, they're fucking clean. They got a controller in there. It's not just a but either way, no, I totally get that vibe. So it depends on like how much you want that to be a part of what people see / notice when they look at it.
And then so they gave us another one, a third one. I got 4. So
okay.
So then the fourth one, not as elegant as the first 2, but there's one very specific element that I just could not get over. Like overall, when I first saw this one, I didn't like it. It wasn't my least favorite, but I was just like, this isn't us.
Sure.
But I couldn't let it go. There's a particular element about it that just grabs my attention, and no matter what, even though I liked the other 2 more, I kept coming back to this one.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll give it a zoom in for everybody.
I don't know what your part of it is. I think my favorite part is the studios. I fucking love that mouse inside the D. That to me is clean.
Right?
Like
Overall, I don't like it. Like overall, it is just not our vibe. It doesn't fit as well as the other ones. But when I see studios, I cannot get over that.
yes,
I could not get over how fucking clean that was.
I want that studios under the last controller. That's what I want.
Right.
Like, and those other dice. Like,
but yeah, so I was so upset with seeing that because every time I was going through, I'm like, nah, this one's not it. I looked at the other two, I'm like, yeah, we'll probably go with something similar to the other two. And then I come back here and I'm just like, because I'm a sucker for that shit. Like FedEx's little arrow. I'm a sucker when you hide, and not when you hide it like intricately, but when it's seamless. Oh, I'm a sucker for it. So yeah, 100%. I saw that and I'm just like, I can't get over that. I love it.
Y'all fucked it up
so much.
But
you look at these like, fonts and you're just like, it wouldn't fit. You'd have to, and this font doesn't work with the other one. So I was kind of depressed about it. So, but yeah, I was stuck on that for a long time. This is the one that we don't like. And then there was this one because we did get a couple of different ones, and I don't really like. I didn't like it overall, but as if any of you are subs and are part of the Discord, you may recognize one of the elements on here.
Yep,
which is the stacked dice. We're scrapping this whole logo, but we are keeping the stacked dice, and we'll see that here in a few minutes. Because one of the things I did order on top of this whole thing was a favicon.
Oh, what?
A favicon.
Favicon.
That is the little icon that you see at the top of tabs, the little logo that is at the top of an internet browser tab. When you open up a tab and it's on the website, the little image, that's a favicon. Also usually used for your apps. That's what this
is going to be?
Well, the stacked dice. I'm thinking I like the stacked dice so much. I like that as our genuine logo, like our actual like pictorial.
Sure.
So when you see the stacked dice, it's us, but when you see our full logo, it's side by side. A little bit weird, but I kind of like it. It's a little bit different.
Interesting.
So we're gonna get into this idea. We're gonna get into the like, but this is where the ideas were. Like I saw that and I'm like, as soon as I saw the stacked dice, I knew I loved it. But I knew it wasn't meant for our full logo. It just doesn't.
I totally. Feel
it doesn't work the full logo. But I couldn't get over that is us. That felt like us. And now I'm thinking, I just couldn't imagine, or I just couldn't think. Imagine when you open up your phone and we have an app. Mm-hmm. Imagine if that was what the app looked like. That's my mind.
When I first saw
the app was a fucking just the stacked. That's what I was going for.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm thinking. Like I honestly thought you were going to end up choosing like one dice and just putting MGS in there.
I thought about that too, but it just it wouldn't make as much sense. And I think it's the two dice. I think that's what's key.
I like the two dice, but like my only thought process, and like with the circle here, I can see it. I feel like the only thing that, because when you're thinking about these little logos in the corner, the biggest thing that I recognize about them is that it's usually like a square, not like they're not all square.
No, but it's usually like that. That's why the circle does work, and I have an idea for how to help square it out.
Okay.
But I feel like when it comes to our logo, it's not the letters that you recognize. It's not any of the words. I feel like what you're going to notice first and foremost is whether or not it comes with our dice. Like sure. I like long term, when I see our logo, like even from a distance, the first thing I notice of our logo is the shape of those dice. That's why I needed to keep it. That's why for me it was like when I see the D6, D4, I will know it's us, and that's what I wanted to keep. And that's why, especially the D4 upside down, like weird? It's so important those two things come together.
I love that we don't use a D20.
I do.
Like everybody uses a fucking D20.
Exactly,
like,
right?
Everybody uses a D20.
Well, and my favorite number is a 3. So like having the D4 with the 3-sided is just kind of like it works for me, And again,
I mean, they both are 3-sided. The D6 and the D4.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I do kind of there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to keep that. So we scrapped the whole idea for here, but we kept the stacked dice. This was being scrapped, but we loved the studios here. Could not get over it. But these two, what was I going to do with these two, right?
Sure.
So I chatted with Vixie quite a bit over this, back and forth, really trying hard to figure out what direction we wanted to go. But in the end, discussing both personal tastes, understanding our audience and understanding the brand as much as we've come to understand it over the last couple of years, and understanding the purpose, right? Because it's not just about what I like. It's not just about what the fans like. It also needs to serve the purpose. It also needs to represent the brand, and it also needs to be visible in as many ways as possible. I want this brand to be recognizable in all of its forms, right?
Sure.
Like that's a big deal, as you don't want one that changes. You like the white on black. That is officially, this most likely is officially the most common logo we'll use. I've always liked the white on black. This one is also good for an alternative, and I don't mind this kind of like color composition for like an official.
I think a lot of people have like, you know how like in Google you can have the dark mode versus the light mode. Like I love that there's the options for both,
and that's why I asked for these. These are also the various things you can see us use for different purposes. So yeah, but yeah. So when it came down to it, we looked at all of the different aspects, and we realized that each one of these logos had an element we liked.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily we had a starting ground, but it was back to the drawing board. So I worked with our artist again, and I said, hey, there's a bunch of elements we really like.
All these came from the same artist?
Oh yeah, same person. Like that's why I asked for 4 different. Like I asked their biggest package. So I was like, give me 4 different versions, not just because their smallest package was like 2.
Sure.
And I'm like, no, give me 4. So we're working with all of these. Hi, bud. I know it's almost, you have 45 minutes till it's food time.
So soon. This isn't the same person that does our emotes though, right?
No, this is someone new. This one's someone who's specializes in logos.
Got you.
So we basically talked to him and said, hey, we know which one of these we want to use as a base, like the foundation. We know which one has the most elements that is the closest to being done. However, there's some elements from each one that we want to take a look at. Like we want to see some combinations.
Sure.
So we threw some concept pieces together.
You and Dixie did?
With the artist, we said, hey, come back to us with a new rendition. So this was their first draft.
That was their first draft.
I gave him the pictures I gave him this picture, like all the pictures you've seen so far. I gave him my renditions. I told him everything that we needed, we wanted, and what we were. And this was the first drafts. This is just they're like, here's 5. They gave us 5 different versions.
And I know a little bit on Fiverr, they will, a lot of the times in the packages, they'll say you can have up to X, Y, and Z revisions.
We have unlimited because of the package you chose. Yeah. So that's why I wasn't shy.
Fucking happy.
That's why I wasn't shy. I was, and even after he sent it to me, and even after we paid and everything, they were just like, if you have any questions or any other issues, message me directly. Don't bother reordering. Just message me. Like if it's about this logo. So they're even willing to come back.
That's
if we like, because we find out we uploaded it to our website and it's like, hey, this thing doesn't quite align. Could you resize it, or could you do this color swap, or hey, I need it in blue.
How much charge you? Yeah.
He was just totally like, look, if there's any issues, you contact me directly. I really appreciate Fiverr artists who are more interested in getting you to say I like it instead of you to saying I approve it, because there are 2 different types of Fiverr people I've worked with. There are the ones that just want that approval so they can get paid, and then there are the others who are like, do not even like. Every single message I got ended with "Do not approve anything until you're satisfied." So it's like they were just like, "Do not accidentally approve this until you know," and that's the ones I prefer.
Now, did you know this about them before you chose them?
Oh yeah, I look and make sure I know what they offer, what their prices are, and I just try to look at their profile.
About their attitude when it comes to like
that one. You just gotta guess and hope for the best.
That's kind of what I figured, but okay, no, that's what's up. All right, anyways,
it looks like it's gamers, not gamers. Oh, in this particular,
this is my kind of like an I instead of an R.
This was the original. Yeah, that's why I had to have a professional. So those were the originals that he sent me. So we went back and said, hey, I have some ideas. I'd like to see some fuckery. So before we get into, well, let's see. Let me double check and see what. Have a 3.0? Okay, so bud, you have 45 minutes. Go away.
You got some time.
All right, so y'all remember this one? the infamous Misfit logo.
Misfit.
So I liked this one enough that I wanted him to keep on working on it because I really liked this one for the Favicon. Unlike the one with the wings, the single Misfit D20,
Yeah.
I really thought that for us to stay consistent, you need to see these two dice together. Like
Sure.
that, I think, is going to be our call, right? That's going to be our calling card. Like I even want
Almost like the McDonald's M.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I think of.
I legit kind of want a custom set of a D6 and a D4 that when rolled, it always says Misfit. Like if you could somehow mathematically make a D4 and a D6 do that, or at least just one that has, like 2 M's, 2 I's, 2 S's, and then a D4 that says fit on all sides. I would fucking love that. Just so I can roll it and it just, but anyway.
Even if the D4 said FITS for misfits, because they're misfit. Like there could just be like an S on one of the sides, So
Well, I mean, even D4s only have like the fit. So even if it's just all 3 corners just said fit on every corner. So whenever you rolled it just said fit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I can totally do that.
But yeah, so this one's gonna be. So we were working on this one. So I really like this one. I like it for a couple of different reasons. Oh, I don't need to have that one in here. So I like it for a couple of different reasons, but because it is kind of long, and when it shrinks, like like I said, when you think about this being the size of a a tab.
Yeah.
But you can still see the dice. You don't have to read it, but you can still see that it's ours. But like you mentioned, sometimes they're like more square-like that you don't want them to be too elongated.
Right.
So I asked for a couple of versions of this one as well.
Okay.
So first version, or the first alternative, was to help round it out and make it more left, right, up, down centered.
Okay. So
Misfit Gamer Studios, Misfit MG, GS.
Yes, yeah.
And again, when you scale it down, the GS actually makes it pop a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot more like us.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Now, I did ask for one more version of it because I wanted to see what it would look like
with a bigger GS.
I don't like it.
I definitely, like bring it down.
It almost makes the dice disappear.
It really does.
And then it doesn't make it work for us. But when you look at this one and you scale that down, that's still that, like, the more you look at it, the more it's still us. The more the dice are prominent. Yeah.
The only thing I would say is like maybe just a skosh make the dice lines thicker.
Yeah, we could try to do that.
Maybe just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more prominent.
But then again, you got to think too. There's not going to be a white background necessarily. It will usually be transparent.
That is
so. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But this is way more in line with our brand than like the single D20.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that in between the two options, we can either keep this one or this one. I don't like this one at all.
You keep which one or which one? That one or that one?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to try them both out. Like once we get the website, I'll put them both up and we'll test them.
Okay.
Whichever one actually looks best, we'll use. But this is going to be our favicon / app.
Okay.
And I think that this even works better because a lot of the times, like having like having up, down, left, right justifications make sense. So even on an app, this one seems like it would fill out the app button a little bit more.
Why did when you just say that, I imagined a controller D-pad behind it?
Something like that. I mean, I can understand that.
Like the
yeah. So I think this is the way to go. I think the smaller GS is the way to go. We'll try it out with just the Misfit, but I think the GS is going to overall round it out to a much better favicon.
Agreed.
So, what did we do to the logo?
The logo.
Well, I think y'all remember what the ideas were, right? Like what we wanted to do with it. So, what we decided to do was we said, hey, that second logo idea, the one with all the different colors, with the weird looking controller that looks like an M.
Yes.
That's the one we wanted to use as a base.
Okay.
But we both realized that for scaling purposes, the first controller was better.
Okay.
Because it's much more universal, it's more iconic as a controller. Like, you don't have to think about it. You see it and you're like, that's a fucking controller at any size. But when you see it in the term gamers, you know it's an M as well.
Sure.
So again, just ease of notice.
You notice
no
it's
matter
both
what
things.
size it works. But we also couldn't get we couldn't get over the studios with the mouse.
Studios, bro.
So I asked if
Clean.
we can smash all of it together.
You notice the artist is going to say yes and. Ooh. Okay.
And they did it. Fucking did it. So nicely, too.
Okay. Love the studio. Is that a different you?
No. All
In
he did was
studios?
change the D. All they did was change the D and added the squiggly.
Wait. No, so it is a different you. I'm
No,
talking
no.
about in the original studios with the mouse. It didn't have
Oh,
that
no,
U.
no. This is the original studio's font in the original one we chose.
In
He
the
took-
foundation with the other M.
Yes. So he took the original foundation
And just slapped this
and just the D.
in there,
All he did was
basically.
replace the D. But he was still able to do it and make it look fucking good. I am so happy with how and again, like that controller, so much nicer. Like again, when it gets small, you can still tell that's gamers, but any amount of detail, the moment you see that there's stuff in it, it's immediately recognized as a controller. It actually works in all, even the D. I love how the D actually calls your attention because it's thicker. It's the thickest one in this word. So it even calls your
Yeah.
attention. So we have all of
Yeah.
the, and again, I wanted the mouse because it calls to all three layers of what we do. Tabletop, video, and console.
So
Or, tabletop, PC, and
go
console.
back to the main one. Yeah.
I'm so fucking happy with it,
Dude.
dude.
Real quick, let me see the one with the original D. With the original studios.
You want the original D, do you?
The original D, please and thank you.
So this was that one. And then there was, you talk about this one?
Yes. I want to just compare the. Okay.
Hold on. Trying to.
Yeah, they fucking did it.
And you can even see,
They
like, yeah,
fucking did
look
it.
at how it's
Yep.
almost like they took a U, like a different U of a different
Yeah.
text. But that you see how he elongated these to where it wasn't just like it looks like that one, but you see how this one's flat? Like you can see here, check this out. You see how that's flat?
Yeah. And right there is curved. Yes, 100%. I'm curious now.
I'm pretty sure, and you can even see like they fucked up right here. I'm pretty sure they did that themselves. Like
like manually.
like there's no reason why that would be that fucked up. I think they fucked
Okay.
with this. I think they took this other U and elongated this corner for us.
Show me the original one with the controller you like, or not the controller you like. The one that you chose as the foundation. That one. Yeah. So that's what the D used to look like.
Yeah, so just completely swapped the D out, but it fucking works.
Dude, it does. Like I thought it was gonna like stand out. It was gonna look weird. The only thing I would say is that weirdly enough, it looks like the eye's a little too far away from the
I
D.
would say that too, but when you
other than
zoom
that-
out, it's
Yeah, it you can't tell. You 100% can't tell. So dude.
but you see like I understand why you like this controller because I did it first too, but the more I talked with Vixie about it, the
zoom in
more that one
on the controller that I liked. Yeah.
like just when you zoom out, you always know that's a controller and an M. That one, you always know it's an M,
Until you get in close. Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're not right sure that it's a controller. And that's what Vixie pointed out is even though you see the dots, you're like, why does it have detail? Oh, it's a controller. That one, I don't think anyone's ever going to not know what we're trying to do with this one. And that's why I said, even though I'm particular to that top one,
it's
knowing what's going to be easier and also easier to print. Because this one, like, look at this. He did like these different colors at the corners, which I like.
Yeah.
But imagine how harder that's going to, how much harder that will be to print than that.
Agreed.
So I will say that I do like the more minimalist controller. And this is more
agreed.
universal to PlayStation, Xbox, which is more like what we would talk about.
I will say the only thing on the other controller, and I know that it's on the actual controller, but weirdly enough, it's not that it feels out of place. It just The start and select buttons.
It's almost like it's just too much.
I would just not have included those. But I mean, like it's again,
I mean, technically, it'll save us money from printing because it's not. It's
a little extra
print.
detail, a little less detail. Fair enough.
But otherwise, yes.
But
this is it. This
dude
is officially the announcement of the new Misfit Gamer Studios logo.
Killed that shit, dude.
I'm in love with this
Dude,
logo. Like
that's
this,
delicious, man.
like just that. This from. Wait, hold on. Y'all gotta remember, it's this from this. Like, that's the level we've went to. Like, that to me looks like, again, this looks fine. This looks professional. Like, that tells me right here, we've went from taking it semi-seriously to being a professional. Because for me, I can look at these two things, and yeah, you could tell me that top one's a real logo, and I'd be like, they're a small company. You know, they're probably starting out.
Sure.
That one looks like we got established. Like, I don't know why. I feel like it has enough detail to be everything that we need it to be, but it's also simplistic enough that it won't be difficult to replicate. And
Why do
I can
wanna
still have
see-
this one, and it doesn't look out of place.
Yeah.
I don't have to make this look like that anymore.
And
They're all equal enough in the way that they look.
and I understand the consistency, which is very important for us both. But for whatever reason, just now I was looking at this and I'm like, why do I want to see a version with the D4 inverted, where the flat part is on the bottom?
I've tried that before. I'm not a fan of it, especially because how the
doesn't-
fit works. Like, it's weird to have like it
That's
read like a V like this.
The only reason I thought that is because, like, okay, it was almost like in the mist it's going up for the eye, and in the fit it'd go down for the eye. Like that contrast. Like I feel like that would flow well. But again, I just want to see it to know what it looks like.
Right.
Not saying that I would like it more, but
I got you.
It just entered my brain. But okay, no, dude.
But yeah, I think
thoroughly impressed.
I just looking at these two and just how they compare, it is just.
And
What's going on, Super Foxer?
I like the fact that you have the raw versions and the colored versions.
Yes, I'm
Like-
so happy that they added these, and so I kept asking him, I'm like, hey,
Dude,
can
like
you
the-
give me, because I told him these are our primary colors, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I actually kind of like this as the color contrast. Like, obviously I prefer the purple as the primary color,
Mhm.
but I do like the red
Yes.
as kind of like,
Yes.
that's your secondary color,
Yes.
so I like that. But I do like these. Like, I can imagine like around the website, like, so here's what I'm thinking. Like, this will be our primary. These will be the two we use the most often, just because black and white's going to be the easiest. But like on any of my pages that are like my bio or anything about the High Point, these will be used.
There you go.
And anything about Cineverse or your
Yes.
pages, these will be used.
Hell yes.
So we can color code. So
Hell
if you're on the
yes.
page and you see the
So-
logo in a certain color, you know whose side of the website you're on.
I'm not gonna lie. For the longest time, I found like a random photo on the internet forever ago that I've been using up until this point for my Cineverse logo. But I want an actual fucking Cineverse logo, like so bad.
So what I want is I want your Cineverse logo, especially if you could make like the C and the V, like what you would. I'd almost have to draw it, but like you would have it to where the C and the V would be capitalized, right? So it'd be like Cineverse, and it would just be in regular text. But the C and the V are made out of like a film strip. So like so a film strip comes in and does like and then makes the C and then like does the underline and then comes in and like does the.
I know exactly what you're talking
But I'm
about.
just thinking like I would imagine the Cineverse would have to have like some sort of like film strip to like be part of it. You could what you would do is you'd have like a film strip coming in to like, there's like, coming in off camera
Screen,
or whatever,
yeah.
and just like making some of the letters or the underline. Then some of the words would have to be in like Comic Sans, like written out like they would in like a comic, like like very fancy like bold words and big letters and or big like colors, and then like just add elements of like a movie, TV, comics. You almost like you'd want your logo to almost represent that you just take
from
everything, and it's all one. Because you can have even one that looks like hand drawn, like old black and white hand drawn, and then one that looks like animated, and then one that looks 3D rendered. Like you could really make your entire logo representative.
The piece that I have that I know that I want to keep that is really, really cool is the C. And I know there's a way to do this, but the C basically is representative of a planet, and it has like rings going around it. And I think it'd be cool to like have like the rings perhaps be like the film strip as well. But like I want the planet. I wanted to you will be able to like see the full circle as the planet, but also see like a C defined. Oh yeah, kind of like
you almost want it to be like an eclipse.
That could kind of yes,
or not necessarily an eclipse, but just like the shading, right? So like, it's kind of like how the moon would be. You could see the whole thing, but only the sliver, and then you could do like the rings at a tilt. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. So if you want to know who did ours, I can, or at least if you want to know who else I looked at.
I like the idea of having it done by the same artist because weirdly enough, it'll have a consistent vibe, even if it's like unique to me, but like still,
hopefully. So this is it. This is our official new logo. I hope you all like it. It took me a couple of hours of work. Well, it took me no hours, just time and thinking. I mean, it's taking me hours to think of it, but this is it. I am super happy with this. I'm asking for one more revision, mainly just to get another copy that doesn't have Beyond the Book on it. So it's just the logo without Beyond the Book.
I do love, I was going to say that earlier, but like, I love that being our little tagline.
And I think it makes sense. Even though we go further and further away from D&D, I still think Beyond the Book matters because no matter what we do, we're Misfit Gamers. We go against the grain.
Dude,
we do things against
One-Shot Rivals. That's all Beyond the Book.
Yeah.
Like, what book is that from?
Exactly. So I do think that is definitely always going to be our motto, is just going beyond the book. So, but yeah, so that's it. This is our, I mean, and like I said, I might actually ask him to tighten that D and I up now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, I like it. What's going on? Right corner of the D6 is off.
It's supposed to be like that. It's like fading away.
Oh yeah. Like down here, right here. How about like right here? It's supposed to be like that. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like the tip of the D4 is also doing the same thing on the very bottom.
Are you talking? What are you? It's a pixel off.
Pixel off. I don't know how you can see that tight, but
not really. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're seeing. It could just be like Twitch, but the S is a little bit down. Maybe that's the thing. The S could go a little higher.
Oh yeah, I could kind of see that.
All right, so those are the two things I'll ask for: is the S to be higher. Raise S. Bring in D and I Studios. Okay, cool. So I think that's good. I like that. I think I will just have them adjust those real quick for us. That would be great. I mean, they did seem to be pretty okay with like small adjustments like that. So yeah, so that's that. So that is our brand new logo. And
are you gonna say anything about the D?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in the D and the I.
No, that tiny little corner on the D where you said he was editing.
I might ask him to fix that little bit if he can. But yeah, so that's our logo,
dude,
and that's our favicon.
Fucking love it, dude. It's gonna be good shit. This is gonna be such good shit.
And we got all of the versions here.
Now, do you have to, like, what do you call it? What's the shit where you make sure nobody else can use it?
I will be trademarking all of
this.
There
you go.
Yeah.
There you fucking go. What about like our whole name? Like, do we need to trademark that name? Like just Misfit Gamer Studios?
I'll take care of all of that. It's all part of the other process that I'm doing. So all the
I
other,
didn't know if that was like actually a thing that you had to do, or if there were certain elements you didn't have to worry about because of whatever the case may be.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right?
With the white instead of it just being cleared out. I kind of like the white controller.
Oh, the white controller with everything else. Okay, yeah.
White is also kind of part of our color scheme. So that one actually, like, that one looks really
purple, red,
dope.
black, and white. Like, definitely, very much so. Those are our colors.
Yeah, I'm super happy with this. This is it looks so fucking good. I hope chat enjoys it. I hope
Yes.
everyone's excited. This is just a long time in the making, but it's nice to see us actually like seen it through finally.
Seeing steps of like we've talked about shit. We're like, all right, we really got to get this. The same thing happened with our emotes when we first started talking about, oh, we should do emotes and this, and we finally got
Now we have
got
18.
emotes out. We got a shit ton of emotes. We've always been talking, oh, we got to finalize our logo. We got to do this, and we can start, dude. This, especially with all the templates that I've been building recently.
Oh yeah, now I can
know
I can
how
send
close
you
I am to being able to have our own branded fucking homebrew templates. Dog, that shit's gonna be wild.
So here's all of those different versions of the favicons that we can use. So just depending on what our use is.
Yes.
This looks fucking cool. I love
Feature
it.
warnings, guys. Just kidding.
Actually, yeah, they should have said that. And then we also have if we ever want to use them.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So if we ever,
are you gonna slap this which one of these logos do you think you'll add to the dice?
Probably the main one. It'll probably go on the back.
The full thing.
Yeah, it'll probably go on the
same
back.
side as the QR code.
Yeah, because the dice profiler is kind of its own thing, but it's still by us. So we'll have our logo on there somewhere.
Stop flashing me! You're waking me up.
Oh no! Oh no!
Shit.
Oh yeah, we also have a letterhead now. If we ever need to have documents sent out, we can have like a letterhead.
If you are ever down, could you? I can create a. Actually, hold on a second. Let me look real quick. I think I might already have one.
We also have these. I'm not really a fan of like the backdrop. I didn't really like see these until the end, but these are like for just like banners.
Oh, like YouTube banners or something like that.
Yeah, so not quite our vibe, but
like,
I mean it still works.
Yeah, you can use it for now until you find something a little bit more your vibe,
But yeah, no, I'm just a long way from this. A long way from this.
Big facts. But in the best way.
Yeah. And then of course, I think I actually might hit him up and give him this one to play with next time. The dice profiler. That's the current logo for the TikTok shop, the TikTok account.
Oh, that's cute.
But
that's very cool.
I think I might give him this and have him
fuck with it a little bit.
With it. And just because I mean, the dice profiler isn't its own company. It's just the dice profiler is the account that profiles the dice. Sure. It's Misfit Gamer Studios. It's our website. It's our shop. It's our production. So I don't need like a separate. I don't need like a separate bank account or like anything like that. It's just that I would like this does look kind of cool, but eventually I'd like it to be better. Like a little bit nicer.
Yes. Okay, so whenever you get an opportunity, if you're down, just so that I can start fucking with some of our branded stuff, if you could put all the elements that you are officially approved, I have a folder in our drive that's just logos and banners.
Cool.
And
I'll send you on Discord once I go through these and figure out. Okay. Once I get the final ones, then I will send you all of the final copies.
Sick.
But yeah, so that's been it. That's been what I've been doing. There is more updates to come. I just don't want to talk about those until those are finalized because they could take a couple weeks. But there is a lot more to come along with the website and just with Misfit Gamer Studios in general, and the shop and everything. So just keep stay tuned and keep appraised. Hang out in our Discord and our socials because we will be doing updates. I got to probably this entire weekend is probably going to be me updating all of our social medias with the new logos. No, I should probably wait for the final. I should probably at least wait to get those like final touch ups because I don't want to do it twice.
So in our Discord, what I could just do? in our Discord, like in each one of our channels, like for instance, the all the webhooks that I have, they all have little banners over
Yeah.
top of them. I can now replace those banners with these ones.
Yeah.
Not replace the whole banner, but replace the logo in that banner. So like
That's true.
I'm actually curious.
I will also ask him what the fonts specifically are, what the font names are.
Oh, so we can like
we can replace them. Because that would be nice to be able to utilize those same fonts in various areas.
Yes. I do like that idea. Maybe I'll just use the same one I have here, like the white background with the black. Okay. No. I'm hyped, dude. I'm so hyped. This is gonna be fire as fuck, boy.
Yeah, so new emotes just dropped, new logos just dropped, website's about to drop, shop's about to drop, new TikTok account is up and running. Go follow the Dice Profiler if you haven't. That is our new side project on TikTok.
I'm about to do that right meow, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it linked anywhere in our current TikTok?
Yeah, I actually did a short about it and posted it on our story.
Oh,
so it is available.
I think I literally just opened my TikTok and that was the first thing that popped up.
Perfect. Yep. So the Dice Profiler is up and running. Oh, hey, look at that. Following. I think I'm already following you, but yeah.
Boom.
So yeah, that is what it's going to be. So the Dice Profiler is up and running. We will have videos, hopefully as potentially as soon as this weekend, because the shop will have the dice, but we won't be selling them until all of the business finalizes, like all of the business paperwork finalizes. So
right.
I can have the videos, I can have the dice on the shop, I can have everything running, and I can just say, to be, announced, and then just turn on the shop when they're ready.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping to do this weekend, is at least get the shop loaded up with a handful of dice. And then we'll just see. It's going to be a waiting game, because who knows how long it'll take to kick off.
Sure.
A lot of it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great idea. A lot of it's going to be whether or not I can get the TikTok account buzzing. Like, can I make proper shorts out of the videos, or do I do dedicated videos after it? Because I was like, I could try to go into live and do like shorts based off of the rolls, or I could just do shorts with pictures of the dice and videos of the dice and the card in the background.
Sure.
And then just link to it. So I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to make the dice or the TikTok account enticing.
I know you said you can go live on our current account. Can you go live on this profiler account?
I haven't tried yet, but I'm hoping to rack up some followers first.
Cool.
If I can, see, that's the thing, is I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this, because it's not going to be on our account. So either I do it all on TikTok live and YouTube, like I go live on TikTok, do my rolls, download the video, upload it on YouTube, or I only go live on YouTube and then just post shorts on TikTok until I can go live.
Sure.
Because I don't think there's any benefit to going live on Twitch with this particular account.
I would agree with that.
Unless it gets to the point to where my TikTok live is blowing the fuck up while I do it, and then I just multi-stream it.
Sure.
But I think right now, the shop doesn't need a live account. The shop needs the videos to prove that we're doing it.
Yeah.
So where I go live doesn't matter as much as just being live and having the videos to prove it.
Weirdly enough, I think that a lot of people fuck around with like TikTok lives, and because TikTok, like, different from like exploring lives on someplace like Twitch, where you look for what you want to see before you go into it.
TikTok, you'll just discover something and be like, yeah, I'll watch this
randomly, and then like you get interested in whatever is going on for a second. You see somebody like fucking rolling dice. I'm like, what the fuck's going on in here? And like, you might just, I think that's going to be a really cool element of discoverability. And especially if they, and this might be weird and this might not work. This might not be what you're going for, but like, if you do go live on our MGS account, and do your dice rolling there, they will see that MGS is doing the dice roller, and then you'll just be like, hey, go over here to see the dice roller
the shop.
website,
yeah,
right? Like,
here's the shop, here's the videos.
And so you can basically link yourself over there, but do it all here. And so everybody that knows you, they'll come up.
And
they'll
that's
see
well,
you
and that's
rolling,
and that's
they'll
the
see
thing
you
is
doing
like,
all
yeah,
this stuff.
everything should link to each other, and that's why I'm not shy about
Sure,
the
sure.
name crossover. But yeah. So I'm excited. I think it'll work. I think, on my free time after work, every couple days, just getting, go online for like an hour, roll dice, get 3 or 4 on the shop, and
once
then move
you
on.
do a couple, you'll know how long it takes. And just like anytime you're like, I got fucking 10-20 minutes to kill. Like,
Well, and the thing is not all of them have to be live. I could just turn my camera on, roll 100 real quick,
Yeah.
do some narrations, and then just post the video. I don't
That's
even have to
very
be
true.
live.
that's very true.
So, there's a lot of options
How
to
how
consider here.
challenging do you think it would be to do aftermarket voiceovers? Meaning you
not at
do
all.
the video and then you like talk over it afterwards. Kinda.
Not at all. I just don't know if I'm good at that because that's usually like good for scripts. Because you can time it right and you know what you're going to say. For me,
That's
it'd
kinda
be
what I
easier to do
meant
it
by that,
live.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the idea is, the dice shop should be up in the next couple weeks. The website will be up in the next couple weeks. OSR update. Yeah, that was the other big update that we have today. So OSR is officially ready for alpha testing.
Yeah.
The map is ready. The stats are ready. We just need to test it to verify action economy, and then we just need an interface. But it's basically ready to test. I can actually show y'all a little bit of what we have here. Bring this up right quick.
And to any of our viewers that keep up with actual Marvel Rivals, I'm lightweight hyped about Blade. Like, I've been fucking around with him a little bit, and I think he's gonna be my melee DPS that I fuck with. Is dirty. Is dirty. He's got the movement of the butterfly girl. He's got the range of basically Bucky. And he's got the melee speed of lightweight what's his name? Iron Fist. I'm like, it's dirty. It's so dirty. I'm here for it.
There we go. All right, so quick little update. Here is the map. This is the map.
I'm the meow.
So it's a pretty small, well, not quite a small map. This thing just sucks at centering it. But yeah, so this is our map for OSR. So we have our starting position down here. I don't know why it's, hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. There we go. Now I can actually show it off. Okay. So here's the nice map. So our starting position down here. You have your 3 starting people in their starting zone. You have your starting cart or payload. You have your payload path to your end zone. You have your secondary respawn for your pushers, and then you have your single respawn for your defenders.
So the secondary respawn, when does that get into use? Is it once they pass the halfway
once the
point?
cart reaches the well?
Okay.
So when the cart basically goes between these two, these are basically, so the pink spots are essentially checkpoints. So the idea is that each pink spot is the maximum possible distance the cart can travel in a perfect round. So if all 3 people are on it and it's traveling 15 feet around, that's how far it can travel in a perfect round.
Oh.
So if all of you jump on it, if you guys get in here and jump on it, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, or yeah, I'm thinking it will go 10 feet per person. So with the map size. So each of these squares being, 5 feet, it'll go 10, 20, 30 feet. So it'll land
if
here.
Nobody's on it, it'll only be like 5 feet.
10 feet. It'll be 10 feet per person.
But like if nobody's on it, it'll go 5 feet.
Oh, it won't move.
It won't move even if they've capped it?
I think so for right now. I think that's how we're going to do it. I'm not sure yet. That'll be part of testing to see, because I don't know how easy or how fast or whatever, but we might want to do that. I don't know how easy it will be to track, like who was last on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So right now it's just 10 feet per person on it, and then we'll kind of work on what happens in between.
Cool.
But yeah, so that way, if you see in a perfect match, if one team capped it every single round, it would still take them 7 rounds to win.
Okay.
So in a perfect game, if you locked this down and did not let anyone come near it, it'd still take you 7 rounds. I think that's pretty good, especially since people are going to be getting knocked off every round.
I like the fact that it's not like the only thing that gives me pause is thinking about D&D combat, but I have to recognize that this is not D&D combat, and it's hopefully not going to be like, hey, every time you take a turn, we're going to be here for 5 minutes. It's going to be a lot more fast paced than that. It's going to be a lot more automatic than that. A lot of the stuff, like, you're not going to have to worry about calculations. You're not going to worry about, oh, what about this? There's not going to be all that craziness. It's literally going to be,
you know what you're doing. We're
gamified.
Yeah, so, it's going to be like, hey, okay, this round, boom. He says he's moving here. He can't do anything else. He says he's moving here and he doesn't attack. And he has this target. He hit him. He did this much damage. Moving on. This person moves out and that's all they can do. Now, this person comes in. He just got hit, but now he's going to move and now he's going to attack. That's how much damage he did. He did an attack, but then he missed. Like, that's how it should be. Every round should be us just being like, here's what's going on. Oh, can you imagine how he feels right now? Let's see what he does after it. You all have 60 seconds to go. Can you guys imagine what just happened? Like, we're just sitting there talking for 60 seconds. They submit it, really exactly it. It should be fast. So again, these are alpha builds, but yeah, so each point is basically 30 feet from the last. Mm-hmm. So that's why it curves this way, is to give not just a straight shot, but for you time to get over there. And we can always adjust how it meanders. Each of these rocks does represent a line of sight breakage. Now, I couldn't get that in the VTT because these are all ground-based, so they don't block line of sight. Plus, every character has collaborative line of sight, so Fog of War is collaborative, not individualized. So it really just didn't work for right now to set it in a VTT, but this is just the general idea. So every rock you see blocks line of sight. So if your token's here, you can't see the token here, right? Like around this guy, if you're over here, you can't see a token here.
Got you.
So this is where it's going to allow for, like, you can see here, you guys can come through, you could sneak through here, you can sneak through here, you can sneak around here and go this way, you can go this way, you can go this way, but you can't just come out and direct, like, you see what I mean? You can't come out of your spawn and direct shoot right at the point. You have to get out and come around this way, and you can't just, like, you can shoot through here, but you can't really, like, walk through here, or only one person at a time. You can't, like, double stack people.
Yeah.
So I tried to give some variance to making sure people had to walk a certain way. I wanted to give it to where the defenders had a way to get to them, in the beginning of the match, in the center of the match, and later in the match. So they kind of have some things. I wanted them to not have to, constantly get further. So the halfway point, once it reaches and touches basically within like 10 feet of the well, they start spawning here.
Sure.
And then they just keep on moving. And again, they have their own little things to get around.
Right now, how do you feel about making any of these things climbable?
Right now, they technically all are considered vertical walkable. Like they have a walking surface on top, and they can all be vertically climbed. And that's just to do testing. Once we actually build better, I mean, and maybe what I do is I switch a couple of these out for these ones, so the corner ones can be walked on, the other ones can't.
Okay.
Just for people to, like, once we realize, like, hey, it's too cheap for you to be able to come out here and have high ground. So none of these can be high ground. Maybe eventually we'll learn what's cheap and what's not.
Go to the ceiling or whatever.
But as of right now, I just want them to be line of sight, so people that can go elevated can benefit from those. So that's the idea, is that this is pretty much it. You come out, you have basically 6 squares of movement every round. So it's going to take you at least a round and a half for everyone to pile on this thing.
Sure.
So it's not just going to be instantaneous, boom, first round we're in, right? And then by the time you're at the second one, they've already covered, boom, boom. They're already here by the second and a half
Didn't
round.
we say something about it's going to take at least a turn to cap it?
Yeah. And then it's going to take, like, by the end of that turn is when you have to stay on it and have someone on it by the end of that round in order to cap it, which most likely will mean that for timing wise, because we're doing that, it will move on its own. I just haven't decided. But yeah, so when they get on it, they'll move 6, 12, then they'll be on it and have capped it, and then they'll move here by the time this thing starts moving. Gotcha. So before this thing reaches here, the enemy team will have a chance to go from here to here. So it's like there should be, and again, I haven't perfectly tested this, but there should be enough time for the enemy team to beeline it to this first checkpoint and stop the pushing team if they plan it right. Now, they don't have to. They can all say, fuck it, just go to the second one.
Sure.
or they could all be setting up. But if they all beeline it, they should be able to stop them from getting the first checkpoint. And the reason why I also set these checkpoints is not just to show them like what a perfect round would get them to, but I think these should all be checkpoints as in terms of how far back the animation can push it. So once you've touched this square right here, the enemy can't push it any further back than that square.
Yeah.
So you can get right here.
Very similar to the actual game.
Yeah, so you can get it right there, and then you can get pushed back to here. But the moment you get like right there, that's where you are.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of wanted to put those is if you have a perfect game, you can make 7
I wonder if there's a
benchmarks.
way in here to like light those things up, like when you like hit a checkpoint or something like
We
like
might
a glow
be-
effect or something.
Yeah, and it depends on if this is the VTT we use or not. Again, this is just
Very true.
yeah. So this is really it. I mean, again, it's not a lot of fanciness, but it's 2 spawns, the 3rd spawn for the pushing team, and a token for the.
Are all of those gaps like gates you can like leave out of?
Yes, these are all intended to be like the intended exit. That's why this thing is pretty much always open. That's completely open.
Sure.
That's all open. So
Okay.
So that's basically it. So the idea is that for alpha testing, we're just going to literally be coming in here. We would, we'll just say, hey, this guy moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So look at that. He can't even get on the point in the first round, right? So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's round 1. No one's even touching the point yet.
Okay.
Now, granted, if you have a character that has faster movement or a speed up, you could have used a jump and been like, boom, I'm on point. Okay, we're already capping it. So the end of this round, it will be capped.
Sure.
And then if you think about it like these guys, they're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 6. Boom. That's round 1. This is now capped and officially going to start moving.
Now.
So that's where, and then again, so you see, like that's gonna how it's gonna like start to roll out.
Yeah.
And then that's it. We just play from there. These next people, they're all gonna cap it. So then once these guys move in, they'll be here. We'll say they're here, and we'll say this guy wants to, be with this guy, right? So these guys all capped it. So at the end of this round, it's gonna have moved. And let's say only 2 of these guys were on it, right? So then let's say this guy was like, hey, I'm just going to come around this way because I want to be able to flank or whatever. And then bam. So that's there. And then the next round, again, let's say these guys got to go first. So he's going to close in distance. He's going to, try to close in distance so they can stop this one. And he's going to be clumped up. He decides, to go around and fuck them. So they're only going to be able to go up to like here. You know what I mean? So they get the checkpoint. But now there's only 2 versus 3. And you see I kind of color coded them to make it easier.
Yeah.
Now they've kind of gotten fucked because now everybody's within attacking distance. And it depends upon, like who puts it in first. So if all of these guys don't move and they're all just like attack. If all of them are in Discord and they all say, fuck it, just attack Spidey. Let's just say Spider-Man's on the point. And they all say, fuck it, attack Spidey. And they all just literally, the moment the countdown goes, they go, attack Spidey, done. And submit. Boom, 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 boom. All their initiatives happen. Right now, the first initiative command, they go, oh, you attack Spidey, you attack Spidey, you attack Spidey. Spidey, you're dead, you're back in
spawn.
And that was the first initiative. Boom. Like, first 3 initiatives done. What are you going to do? Oh, well, I said I was going to move up here off the fucking point, which now the point's no longer capped. And you were going to shoot at that guy. Cool, you shot at that guy.
So do you plan on having it so that if they leave the point like decaps?
It would be overtime, like by the end of the round or whatever. I don't know how we're going to work that. Maybe it's not that a decap, but point is he left the point because he thought it was going to be capped. He left the point, attacked this guy. Didn't do much damage. Now he decides to come over here and attack this guy. But now, next round happens. He's has to wait another round to respawn. He's off the point. Maybe the point moves 1 square.
Sure.
And now all of these guys dogpile. He gets respawned this round. He's off the point, so he would have to like maybe move back to the point while these guys come back. And now you have this situation where these 2, now he respawns. He has to move up. He's probably now dead. And then he moves up again. They've moved the point back to the point here already. So now they're just sitting there like this. He moves up. He just now spawned. So if you're, again, just like the real game, if he doesn't wait back, he's just going to keep getting, they're going to keep getting spawn staggered. You have to stay back for your opponent or your buddies So he could just get wiped out and they could just keep doing that staggering thing, but these guys won't push it back past that. So now let's say Spidey comes up, dies again, right? And Spidey gets pushed back. So this guy comes up and these two are like, hey, let's wait. But the whole meantime is since the enemies can't push the cart back anymore, what's to stop the enemies from doing this? Like in the real game.
Just like spawn.
And just holding the wall, just being like, hey, we're going to hold this wall. So that means you guys now have to come around this way in order to break that wall.
Sure.
Just like in the real game, right? Maybe you have to have a guy up here come up vertically and break the wall that way. So that's where I'm hoping that this is where the turn base will be in the same vein as the dynamicism of the real game, is the things like if someone dies on point and no one else is around, don't stagger. Regroup, right? Things like regrouping, things like flanking, things like, targeting one target and everybody on your team like being focused on taking out the tank or taking out the healer. Those mechanics can still work very well in this if the teamwork and the coordination is the same.
Okay.
I think you're right though, is this would feel very bad as a D&D session, and I think it would also feel bad for multiple reasons. Not just because it would be slow and awkward, but simply because it would also not represent the game how it's meant to be played, which is just this kind of fast-paced.
Sure.
You only have 2 or 3 abilities, and you only can either target environment or a person. It's not D&D where you're like, but if this, and what about range? Like Marvel Rivals is pick a person and press one of your 3 buttons. Like, just point and click one of your 3 buttons. And that's what I want this to feel like. I want this to feel like I know which attack I can do, and I know where I can target it. And then imagine when we get into the stage where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put my ult right here, and so anybody within this area is gonna get affected, and this guy decided not to move this round. So guess what? Your first in initiative, your ult goes off, you put the spot, and this guy's just sitting there going, fuck, I was gonna sit here and snipe. So he goes, fine, I snipe, and then the next initiative, Moon Knight's ult comes down on top of you, and boom. You're now back in spawn because you didn't move.
You're sitting there as like a little Black Widow, like, here, let me like get you guys from like.
What if you're Hawkeye? What if you're just Hawkeye? Like, I'm just gonna spawn snipe and all of a sudden just oh, I didn't move. Because again, in Marvel Rivals, if you're not moving, something's wrong. Like Marvel Rivals, you were always moving for a reason. So I feel like that's also kind of in this game where if you ever think for a second, like in D&D, you can not be moving, I think that's going to throw people off. Is they're just going to be like, I'll just sit here and snipe. And then all of a sudden an ult drops on them and they're like, fuck, I can't just reactively move, can I? Like, not yet, not until we have reactions.
Sure.
But I just, and that's where I do want certain
but
ults.
There are also certain ults, like, there are some ults, like, weirdly enough, and it kind of pisses me off, and I don't think we're going to have all of these, like, 1-to-1 ratios in our game, but, like, Thor's ult, when he, like, jumps up in the air, I've seen plenty of times where he starts to jump, and then something happens to him, like, right around that time.
Cancels, or
and
ult
it cancels
blocks.
his ult.
Yeah.
Somebody that it can't happen is somebody like Squirrel Girl. The second she presses her...
It's out. It's out. So
goes.
what I'm thinking is, what I might do is those that have a cancelable ult. Like maybe this will happen after we get at least alpha, like when we're in beta.
Sure.
Maybe we'll test this. What I would like to see is that when someone has an ult that could be canceled, right? Like Thor, specifically Scarlet Witch.
Sure.
Because like, unfortunately, you can't really cancel Jeff. Like he's
exactly. It's the same thing with the Storm.
But there's a couple that you can. So for those that could be canceled, I wouldn't mind a contest roll, like a again a programmed thing where if an enemy has the same initiative as you and you ult and you have a cancelable ult, they can have a reaction. They can use their reaction to attack you instead of the target that was intended. And if they hit you, you're canceled. Or they can have as a reaction, they can forego their turn. Say, hey, whatever I had already planned, I submitted my turn. I'm gonna forego whatever I said, and I'm gonna do an ult contest, which is a separate roll. And so basically, you're saying, hey, I was gonna attack this guy and move over here, but instead, I'm gonna scrap that, and I'm just gonna try to cancel this ult. And then it would be like a roll to contest.
This might be too much, but just to give like the players a little bit more like interaction, something as simple as like a quick guessing game, like 1 to 3. You guys sit there, and the person ulting and the person wanting to do something about it, it'll be like, hey, person ulting, pick a number between 1 to 3. Person wanting to do something about it, pick a number. If you pick the same number as the person that's ulting, then you get to choose them.
See, that's why, but you would just automate that into a role. There's no reason to add more time and complexity to the player's choices.
Sure.
In situations like that, it would just be a choice of like, because I would love it where you say, hey, I'm going to attack this person, I'm going to move over here, and then I'm going to do this ability. And then a message pops up that says, an ult's happening. Do you want to forego this to try and cancel it?
Sure.
Because that's what happens in the game. You have to decide, am I going to do what I'm actively in the middle of, or do I switch everything to try to cancel this ult? Because you don't necessarily always know where it's coming from either. Like you hear Scarlet Witch.
Sure.
The first thing you do is you just scan.
You look around, yes.
And that's literally canceling everything you're about to do.
I will say a lot of the ults, like specifically for Scarlet Witch, there's a little exclamation point while she's yelling.
Yeah, and,
right?
and you can kind of see the direct, and that's where
like Jeff and Storm, when they hear
you
your
only hear it.
You hear them go off, but you have no idea where it's going to show up. So you just have to like.
And that's why I'm thinking like something like for those that are cancelable, I like the idea of using reactions, because I still think that we could develop some sort of reactionary option.
Sure.
But yeah, anything that's like if it's cancelable, then we can do a reaction. I think that's how we'll do it. We'll just say certain characters can react to try and cancel it, but you have to forego what you were going to do.
Sure.
And maybe that's just anybody. Maybe just any time there's a cancelable ult. Any initiative that's equal to or immediately following the ult's initiative can use up their entire turn to try and contest.
Sure.
And then it's just some sort of a contest. That
you
way,
can even say not necessarily to the ult initiative, but like, to the ult initiative.
Yeah.
Like some of the ults will have different initiative than the person setting it off. Like Scarlet Witch,
she'll start at 3, but it won't go off till 6.
Yes.
So anybody between 3, 4, and 5 can try to cancel her ult.
Yeah.
But they have to give up everything. So I don't mind doing something like that. But I also think that ults that like Jeff, you can't cancel, but you can react to. We do need to add some sort of way for people to, basically like say, hey, instead of doing what I was going to do, I need to be able to react to this thing instead.
Sure.
I don't know how we're going to do that, but I love that idea. Because I think that's going to be, again, I really want to represent all of the aspects of Marvel Rivals, never sitting still, constantly being dynamic, always adjusting to what you're seeing. But I also want to take away the metagaming of D&D. I don't want you to be able to, yes, you can react to things on the spot in Marvel Rivals, but we can't represent that level of expertise. We can't represent your level of like reactionaryism or your reactionism
Sure.
In a turn-based game. But what we can do is make it to where you're only reacting on the very last thing you saw happen. That's the most accurate we can be.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you saw a character standing right there, as far as I'm concerned, that is all the data you have. Yes, you have a whole turn to think about it as a player.
Mm-hmm.
But again, in game as a character, if your character was in the game of Marvel Rivals, they did not have all of this time to think about it. All they had was a split second to go, I see a character and they're actively running. Are they going to continue, or are they going to suddenly stop and shoot, or are they going to ult? Like, that's how it is in the real game.
Yeah.
The moment you lay eyes on someone, you're predicting what their next movements are. That's what I want to pull out of this, is really making it seem like a new type of D&D where instead of reacting to what, like, technically you're always reacting to what just happened, but it's more of you're always reacting into what is happening. I really want this to be more of you're only reacting to what's already happened.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's my biggest thing. And I think this map will do it. I think this is going to be, I'm actually really I like Dungeon Fog. It's a very easy way to put this thing together. It was super quick. Out of all of the ones I tested, this one went the fastest. And it even had a nice little visual. I still don't know how we're going to do it with chat yet. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great, very basic starter map. I mean, I think it does everything we need to, right? This was exactly what I thought of, like a T, to where it's just there's the path of the thing, there's the two teams, and now we just have to test the abilities and the map size.
My biggest question, and it's not even like a super crazy deal, but like when somebody on their end is like, say I want to move and I want to tell you where I want to move, like what's going to be the easiest way for like one of our viewers to be able to say I want to move to that hex?
That's why alpha is going to be really rough, because
Sure.
with that we can't, there's too many to do a grid. Like there's too many to easily say, A5, like
I mean,
Too much.
we could do that if it were square, but I don't think we could do that in hex.
Even square, there's too many. It's a 40 by 40. Like it's too much for them to count that. So in alpha, we're just gonna have to do like a directional, like I want 6 paces in that direction, and we're just gonna have to guess. Because realistically, I mean, six squares isn't a lot. And with this, it's more likely to just say in a particular direction than a specific square. Like if you want to be next to an enemy, there's only 2 squares you can be in.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be kind of rough. That's where the interface in beta testing is going to be so important. Is imagine being able to say, I want to move, and then you just push a button on the map and say, that's where I want to go.
Okay.
Like a visual map on your phone. You just hit a button and it goes, that's where I'm moving. And it even just shows you, like it highlights what squares you can move to.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because I mean, think about it. Think about any chess game you've ever played online. That's exactly what it does. You click a piece and it goes, you can move into these spots right here.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is that to fucking do?
That's a good question.
It shouldn't be that hard. It should not be that hard to say, here, highlight, or at least just give me a mini fog of war, or just only show a green check mark if I'm highlighted in a spot I can move. You know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be an easy way to program that. So that's where, when it comes to alpha testing, it's just going to be what direction, and we'll get it as close as possible.
Sure.
Basically, it's like, hey, move towards that enemy, but I want to stay 10 feet away from them. Or move to that enemy, I want to be on its right side. Or move towards that rock, but to the lower part of the map. Like, It's going to be pretty basic in that particular sense. And same thing with the abilities. It's just going to be, say you're doing your primary, secondary, or the name of the ability and the target. Like, that's all we have to do is say those things, and we have to interpret the best we can. But that's where alpha testing will really nail down all of those nitty gritty of the mechanics. Beta testing will be how the flow. You know, what abilities in what order? How do we tell people how to do things? How do they tell us how they're doing things? How they should be narrated? You know, what order of operations, kind of thing. Like those are all going to be beta right now. It's just making sure, is this the size of the map that we need? Are these movements correct? Is how fast the gameplay works? You know, does the health and the damage make sense? Those are what we're working on right now. But I don't know. I like this map. I think this is actually a very basic, straightforward, but it does everything we need to kind of map.
No, I agree. I love the fact that it's basic. I love the fact that it's very straightforward. You got all your checkpoints. You've got your destination. And I think it's going to very much be that element that allows us to see, all right, how are we moving this? How are we doing this? So yeah, I don't disagree. I think we're going to make a lot of waves with this.
Yeah, and then we'll just have to figure out how the cart moves. I'm wondering if the cart should move like only at, I mean, it shouldn't move at the only end because it moves so far. So it shouldn't just be at the end of a round, but I'm wondering if it should just be at like initiative like 2, 6, 8. Something like that, or like 4, 6, 8. So it's like, you know, it like the start of
you're saying it moves 10 feet per person on it, then
for the entire round, right? Like over the course of the entire round.
Then what I kind of like is if and this is just headcanon, if only one person is on it, or if no people are on it, it moves directly in the middle. Like in the middle of initiative. So if there's 6 people total, it'll move in between person like 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Right? In between their initiatives.
And it'll move the 10 feet in that.
It will move however many spaces there are people are. Yeah.
If there are 2 people on it, it will move between person 2 and 3, and it'll also move between person 4 and 5. Right? So like there will be 2 sections where it moves. So like the beginning, it'll move 10 feet, and then later it'll move 10 more feet. And then if 3 people are on it, like you can keep splitting it out. Like, and I don't know if that'll be too hard to program, but I like the idea of it gradually moving throughout initiative.
I think that makes the most sense, because then the dynamicism of if people are on it or not could really change it up throughout the actual thing. Because it can't just move suddenly 30 feet, because again, you have to be able to stay with it. And that's the other thing too, is like we also have to like keep in mind, like as it's moving, it can't move away from the players that are with it. So there has to be some sort of like concept.
I'm not mad at people literally riding the cart.
Oh,
So
no,
if you're
no,
adjacent to the cart,
someone can be like on, or maybe that's just a rule. If you're within 5 feet, you just naturally
what
stay
I'm
with
thinking.
it.
I think that would be a cool rule. Like if you're adjacent to the cart and you have capped it, you move with it. Right?
I think if you're just adjacent to the cart, period, because that means even enemies. Because if it moves and the enemy's trying to like cap it, but there's like, let's say there's 3 of you and 1 enemy all near it, so the enemy can't cap it, but then it moves. Well, it shouldn't move all of you and not the enemy.
Are we saying that if the enemy and allies are adjacent to it, it still moves? Because in game, if an enemy becomes adjacent to it while
even
allies
one enemy, that's right. It's only one enemy.
It doesn't move at all.
So yeah, so I guess that would be it. But yeah, so anybody within 5 feet, as long as if it has a reason to move, anybody within 5 feet moves with it.
Sure.
So enemy or ally, it doesn't matter. Whoever's capped it, if it moves, everyone moves if you're within 5 feet of it, assuming that you're walking with it, right?
Yeah.
Now, you could say, maybe we'll even say, hey, the cart's moving on this initiative. Does anybody not want to move with it?
There could be like a little tick mark in your thing where it says
or we could,
moving with your not moving with the cart or something.
Yeah,
like that.
This round I don't want to move with the cart. Or we'll just ask like, hey, does anyone not want to move with the cart this round? Because again, it's going to happen on its own initiative, so we can just publicly say who's not moving with the cart, because maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're like trying to hold something down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I like that. I do like, because in general, when you're on the cart, you move with it. Like that makes the most sense, and it shouldn't cost your movement.
This is something I was thinking about the other day too. How do you feel about having default actions for whatever reason? If a player doesn't press their buttons in time, like if they can set up at the beginning of the match what they want their default actions to be in case they can't. Otherwise, that way they don't just do absolutely literally nothing. Although that is theoretically possible in game, so if you want to put that,
I'm the kind of DM that I don't mind punishments for players that aren't paying attention. Now, I get that there are glitches, delays. That's why we want to make sure like 60 seconds is going to be enough.
Sure.
And it should be simple enough that
it won't.
I would say we'll probably be nice enough. Like if it's a situation where someone's just not paying attention, that's one thing. But I could say that if there's honest delays, I would assume that we would just act in the best interest of the team. If they're within the cart, they'll go to the cart. If they're in melee combat, they're going to attack. Like, we won't play for them and do the best thing that their character could do.
Right.
But I feel like it's probably just the best in mind to just assume that the character would do what the character would do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't ult for somebody.
Sure.
But if you're a healer and someone just took a bunch of damage and you didn't go that round, I'm just going to be like, okay, all you do is heal. You know what I mean? I will do what makes the most sense without trying to turn the tides.
Right.
But hey, maybe we have to make a rule that we can't do that. Maybe we get to a point where we're like, hey guys,
I mean, it's think official. Outside of like once we get through alpha, beta, and whatever other testing, I think we will have a decision by that time. What way we're going to end up going.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, I'm very, very happy with this. I'm super excited to see where this goes. I don't know. This is super basic and there's not a lot going on here, but I can see this growing. You know what I mean? I can see the potential.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I hope you all are excited about this, but it's here. Look at this. We have a map now. We have characters. I have all 40 characters written out.
Yes.
There's 41 now because of fucking what's his face?
Fucking Blade. I was talking to the people about it. Blade's kind of fun.
But look at this, everybody. 40 characters written out. Damages, health, all of their abilities, all of their ults. It's all here. OSR is happening. Like OSR isn't just an idea.
It's fucking real.
OSR is happening. We got a map where we're in alpha. I mean, the fact that we can say we're in alpha, the fact that I can say that, Dice Profiler is probably going to happen this week. Like it's crazy. Like how just out of nowhere, all of this shit just started happening. But that's kind of how we always knew it was going to happen though. You know what I mean? Like, I keep looking at this whiteboard of like all of these ideas that we wrote over a year ago that had been sitting on this whiteboard staring at me every day. Cause that's how I do things. I write it down. It stares at me every day and eventually it manifests. And I'm just like, all of that's happening. Like it's just in ways that I did not expect and in ways that I wouldn't have anticipated. But it's all happening.
Yep.
Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. But I'm excited for it. I'm glad you're here for it.
Dude,
I'm glad
yes.
that we are progressing. But yeah, OSR testing for OSR is honestly, we will probably do alpha. I will probably do some alpha testing myself throughout the week, but we will probably do our first alpha test next Friday. Like, I don't see why we shouldn't do OSR next week. Like actually sit down and
fuck around and do
and
it.
just do it live and actually try to see what it looks like
Do
and
it,
how it
lady.
feels. Do it, lady. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, expect OSR next week. After our review on Monday, Friday we'll probably do an actual live alpha test of OSR. So that's going to be really exciting, and I will probably have announcements of the Dice Profiler. If you aren't following the Dice Profiler on YouTube and TikTok, go check them out because we should have videos.
We on YouTube too?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel too.
Oh shit.
Or actually, wait, did I get the YouTube channel figured out yet? Let me double check. I can't remember if I've done everything or not. Yeah, there it is.
Cool.
There we are. Dice Profiler on YouTube. So go check out the Dice Profiler on YouTube and TikTok. Make sure you follow. There will be most likely, if everything happens, there will be videos this weekend on both TikTok and YouTube. And if everything gets transferred with that domain, I will have the website up this weekend, if not by end of next week. So, yeah, Dice
Don't hate
Profiler's
me.
up, will be up. The website will be up. OSR will be up. And we will just be
Is there?
doing our
Do you have
thing.
a link to that somewhere?
where?
Dice Profiler, the YouTube one. Because for whatever reason, it's not.
Showing
up. I think eventually we'll have all this stuff in our what do you call it? The little thing with all of our links in it.
Oh, like our link tree? Yeah.
Link tree. There you go. Eventually, all this stuff will get there, but
Let me give myself a shout out here.
do it.
Where's the chatty chat? Well, damn. Go visit my new channel.
Did you put that in Twitch chat or is
Yeah.
that in YouTube?
Twitch
Or-
chat.
Twitch chat.
The Dice Profiler. I honestly, for such a like clean name, I cannot believe that was never taken. I searched for so long and could not find anyone who's ever used the Dice Profiler. How is that name not taken? It's such a, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like every simple name on the planet is taken.
So I see it on the stream, and I see Soul's comment afterwards, but I don't actually see it in my chat, which is hella weird. I
That's
can't even
very
see it in
strange.
my chat to click on it.
It didn't link properly. It linked properly for me. How did that not link properly? It linked perfectly for me.
You know what?
Here, let me try this. There. Did that one work?
Yeah, I can see it at least.
There. Try
And
that one.
yes, it took me to where we're at. Yep.
There we go. So that one will work. Do that newest link instead. Go follow if you can, subscribe. As I said, my dice should be coming in tomorrow. And since I have everything else ready to go, I should be doing videos tomorrow or Sunday. So we'll have the first couple dice rolled out, and I will try to go get the personality profiles. Now that we have the YouTube and everything, I can get the QR code finished. So I should be able to print out those cards, and I should have the first ones done. And then once the business stuff on the back end is 100%, I should be able to launch officially the store.
Sick, dude.
And then, yeah, we will have the Dice Profiler out and about, and we'll see how long it takes us to make our first sale. Like, I have no idea how much to like upcharge, because like I know dice are already expensive. Like, I mean, some D20s are already like up to $30.
I mean, depending on how fancy they are, yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like, okay, so it's $30 for that, plus the sales tax that I need to charge, plus any profit that I want to make, plus the time and plus the sale, plus the shipping.
For sure.
plus the time and effort to do it all. So it's like, if I'm going to sell a $20 D20, what is the dice personality profile really worth? Because, there's all the stuff that I have to pay for, but what's it worth to the consumer?
Sure.
Is it a $3 item? Is it a $5 item? Is it an extra? Is it worth an extra $10 that you get?
I would say it very much depends on because I feel like the majority of what you're buying is the dice, right?
Yeah. So you got to pay for that.
Of the dice. So it's like if you buy a dice that costs you like $10, right? That is a $10. That's a pretty cool dice. A singular D20 that costs $10. That better be a pretty freaking cool D20.
Better be,
right? So on top of that, I would say I would pay $15 for a $10 dice with a dice profile, or maybe even $20, depending on what it is. Like
a 5, maybe 10, depending on how good it is, kind of markup.
Yeah. Like that's kind of my mindset. You know what I mean?
And that's my biggest thing is I don't know what this is gonna, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm excited. I'm super fucking excited because this could be one of those things where I could easily see this where a year from now, I wouldn't even last a year if I wasn't doing anything. Like I could see by the end of the year, I sit here with a fucking box of dice that haven't sold, and I just go, I'm done with this. I seriously spend every weekend rolling these fucking dice, and I can see myself in 6 months not doing anything. But I could also easily see, because we won't be able to push out that much, a world in which I can't keep a stock because I go online on weekends, do some rolls, and by Monday they're all sold out. Just because it's a dumb enough idea. I don't think this is going to be oh my God, everyone wants one of these, but I could see this being a dumb enough idea that, again, people are just wait, I can buy a dice and kind of already know about it. I can see that being such a selling point for a very niche amount of dice buyers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you're not wrong.
I'm trying. We're getting
not motherfucking wrong.
There. But yeah, so that's so we have D&D discussions with our normal stuff. We have OSR and we have the dice profile. So we have 3 new avenues, or not new, but we have 3 official avenues for Misfit Gamer Studios now. And that's not even accounting for the Oracle, the other things on the website, and the publications that we'll do in the coming years.
Right.
You'll say right now you already have one customer. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see if I have a good enough set of dice for you, Soul. I'll have to make sure that we have some good dice selections for you.
Heck yes.
But I am very excited to see where TDP goes. I think I'm more excited about that than I was about Misfit Gamer Studios, but I think it's because I didn't have any idea about Misfit Gamer Studios or where it was going to go. I think with the dice profiler, it just makes the most sense. You know what I mean?
It's its own.
All the stars aligned, and it's just this makes sense, right? How has no one done this before? Or it was just someone did this wrong time, right idea, wrong time.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone tried to do this and just nobody was into it. But I've got to imagine I come up with a lot of ideas. And I know a lot of them would be successful, if, then, and buts and all of that kind of stuff. If I had all the money and I knew people, but this is one of those ideas. It might be one of the first ideas I've come up with where I'm no, I could actually make this work. I can actually make this work.
As is, just straight up trying to no, I'm definitely here for it.
I gotta work with my impatience because now I'm at that point where I just want it all to be ready. I just want to be able to wake up tomorrow and do it. So
yep.
Anyway, keep posted, everybody. Keep on the Discord, keep on our socials. Dice Profiler's coming, the website's coming, OSR is coming, and D&D discussion is here to stay. So
we ain't going nowhere.
I think we'll cut it there for tonight because we're almost at the 2.5 hour, and I don't have any other updates. I don't want to do any OSR testing tonight. But that was pretty much it. I just wanted enough to
testing as is, man. That was good.
I just wanted to throw out there all the cool updates and everything and just show off our new logo because I am so fucking happy with that new logo, dude. I will hit them up this weekend for some of those changes, and I will also try to print out the Dice Profiler packets, these little things. I don't know, man. We'll see. This who knows? Misfit Gamer Studios might be something someday. Who knows?
Might. Dude. Listen, we already making it work. We already making it happen, Captain. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I think we'll call it there because I'm getting kind of tired. But
Fair enough.
Expect more updates this weekend. Do we want sneak peeks at Soul's pop culture ideas? Well, of course we do. But if you're gonna submit them for pop culture ideas, it's not really much of a sneak peek because once you give it to us, it's gonna be ours.
It's gonna happen.
So you can throw us that in chat or you can throw it in Discord. But we're gonna be closing down here, so I would suggest doing it in Discord so we have more time to think about it and give you an honest reply.
Yes.
When we're more fresh.
And we love blowing up our Discord.
Yeah, of course. Got to have more stuff in the Discord. But throw those ideas in Discord and we will let you know because, of course, more pop culture builds to come.
Yeah. No, I'm hyped. I think that'll be probably end up being, we just did a pop culture build. It'll be subletting that we were trying to do next.
Yeah, we're trying to do the subletting subclasses next. But it is going to be difficult. Once OSR launches, it's going to be difficult to choose between OSR, pop culture, and subletting. And that's kind of nice, though. Maybe that's where we have it. Maybe Mondays are review, and maybe Fridays we just have the 3. OSR, pop culture, and sublet. Because we can do two OSRs a month, and then 1 pop culture and 1 sublet. So it's like we could do like an OSR the first Friday, and then a sublet, and then an OSR, and then a pop culture, and then an OSR.
Yeah.
And then just cycle through that. So every other week we're doing D&D content.
Sure.
Every alternating week we're doing OSR.
And if we ever get inspired to do something else again, like if you really want to go back and do like an image to item, or if you really want to go do a history of, or if you really want to go do any of the other series that we have, like they're always there for us to mess with. And
that's
we've
true.
Also talked about potentially trying to poke in another stream here and there, and we can always, put little pieces. But I like having a flow of like you said before, like knowing that Monday is taken care of all the time is nice.
Yeah.
Knowing that Monday we're doing a homebrew review, we've got it set up.
I think OSR is going to be the same way because we don't have to prep anything for OSR. We just show up, people sign in, type in their stuff, and we just talk about it. You know what I mean? Like
we just vibe.
Yeah, I think having those kind of schedules would be nice. So yeah, more to come. I am so freaking excited. OSR is happening.
Hell yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Next week we'll be doing alpha testing for OSR, and of course the Dice Profiler should be launching here within the next week as well. And then everything else just by the end of the month. So stay posted. But otherwise, thank you all for joining us tonight. That's going to be us. I hope you all had a great week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead of you. And I hope you all are as excited as I am for these new changes. But yeah, anyway, take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers.
Deuces, my friend.